Welcome in, guys. Welcome. Thank you for showing up. Appreciate you guys coming in. Good afternoon to you. Good afternoon. Appreciate you guys coming in. Thank you so much. Thank you for coming in, guys. We're going to get started in just a few minutes, but I appreciate you guys showing up. Good afternoon. Hello. Good afternoon. How are you? Good afternoon. Thank you for showing up today. Greetings. Tag your friends. Share it out. What's my motto, guys? Share it with your friends, share it with your loved ones, and share it with those that you don't get along with, because we definitely want to be a blessing to everyone. What's up, my brother? That's my brother Mark. Good to see you, man. Hey, man, now you know, as often as we say we need to hook up and have lunch, dude, we need to hook up and have lunch, man. I miss my brother. Miss my brother so very much, man. Thanks, guys, for coming in. Carol, how are you? Awesome to see you guys today. Awesome to see you guys. This is your boy Eminem. This is first of the week. Trim and Motivation. Hope you guys had an awesome weekend. Hope you guys had a blessed weekend. I pray that you guys had a prosperous weekend. Date and time, definitely, man. Definitely. We'll definitely do that. Taisha, what's up? What's going on? Hello. Tag your friends. Let them know Eminem is on. We're about to do this. We're going to talk about how bad do you really want it. How bad do you really want it? Good to see you guys. All right. Appreciate you guys coming in. Thank you so much. Thank you guys for coming in, showing up on this afternoon. Thank you so much. Appreciate that. Appreciate it. Thank you guys for following us, supporting us. Mama Alice, how are you? Good to see you. I appreciate you guys supporting us and what we're doing and how we're trying to move forward in our lives. DJ Kev, what's up, man? Good to see you. And we really thank you guys for holding us up. You know, that's all about. Yeah, that's all about supporting, is holding one another up and supporting everyone. Mark says, "Is it snowing where you are?" It looks like, some snowflakes. Bruh, let me tell you, man. So this is why baby won't let me grow my full beard, because my full beard will definitely be looking like snowflakes, man. But I think it looks pretty good when it's in full. It's a little snowy, a little ground cover. But hey, it is what it is, right? But like I was saying, I appreciate you guys supporting us and following us and showing up in a great way. It means a great deal to us and what we're trying to do in the ministry and what we're trying to do in the community, and awesome wherever that we can be a blessing. We want to do that. But how bad do you really want it is what I'm going to be talking about today. How bad do you want it? And there's a lot of things in life that we want. There's a lot of things that we desire. There's a lot of things that we are looking to have in our lives, whether it's in our business, in our ministry, in our life, in our family, in our relationship. How bad do you want to succeed in those areas of your life? How bad do you really want to see? How bad do you really want to visualize the success that God had already prepared and created you for? Now, no matter how old you are, and it doesn't matter where you're from or what you're doing for a living right now. Dorian, how are you? We all share in something common as humans, as mankind. Men, women, children, boys, girls. We all share something in common, and that's a desire to be successful. And I desire to be successful just like the next person desires to be successful. But you have to ask yourself, how bad do you really want to succeed in what you're doing? You know, I look at a lot of my friends that have gone on to achieve higher levels of education. You know, those that have gone on to get your AA, kudos to you. Those have gone on to get your BA, wonderful. Those of you that have gone on to get your master's, awesome. And those that have gone to that next level and went and received your doctorate degree. That's an earned degree. That's an earned status. That's an earned level in your life. Never allow anyone, I don't care who it is, to belittle the hard work that you've put in to obtaining that level of degree. You'll hear a lot of people talk about those that have gone on to that level of success in their education. Oh, you think you're all that? Yes, I do think I'm all that because I sacrificed. Unless you want to help me pay my student loan, you need to shut it down. You know, so if they're willing to help you pay that student loan back, they don't need to talk. They don't need to say anything. They just need to encourage you and say, "You well done, well done." I'm like, yes, tip my hat to everyone. You know, I decided when I got my master's in Christian studies with an emphasis on leadership, you know, it was a case in point to, do I go to that next level of getting my doctorate? Do I go on to that prestigious level of education to say, get your doctorate? My baby girl, she definitely wants me to do it. She wants me to go and get that doctorate, and so they can call me Dr. Malachi, Dr. Mitchell. You know, not something that you bought and paid for online, but something that you earned through hard work and study. There's a lot of people out there that's carrying, as they say, fake news, fake degrees, because they just want that status. They want that name. But how bad do you really want that status and that level of excitement in success do you want? How bad? You have to ask yourself that. You have to sit down, have that conversation with yourself and say, self, how bad do I really want that degree? How bad do I really want that car? How bad do I really want that house? How bad do I really want that man in my life? How bad do I really want that woman in my life? How bad do what am I willing to give up in order to achieve that? What am I willing to give up in order to get the things that I want? Those are those hard-pressed questions that we need to ask ourselves. Each person's definition, when we talk about success, is very different. I don't know what your definition of success is. You know, tell me what your definition of success. What's your definition of success? But you know what? As some may define success as being a loving and faithful spouse, that's success in a relationship to some people. Those that are looking for a caring and responsible parenthood, that's success in especially in today's society. You know how I am about seeing children rule the household. I'm like, nah, that don't fly. You know, growing up in the Mitchell's house and the Watkins house, your house, you don't come from that old school where your parents was like, it's my way or the highway. You know, today's society is saying, let the children be who they are. Well, who are they? They don't even know who they are. Bible says, train up a child in the way that they should go. And you know what happens when they get old? When they get up here and start having these snowflakes, as my brother says, in your beard, snowflakes in your hair, you will not depart from it. They will not depart from the teaching that you've trained them. Train them, teach them, instruct them. Not only the do's and don'ts of the house, but also the ability to go out and study, the ability to go out and make money, the ability to go out and to obtain a level of success that will make them proud and it'll make you proud. Yes, Mark says they may stray, they may lose their way, but temporarily they'll definitely come back. Yeah, it's temporal. You know, let them go out there. Lynetta, how are you? Let them go out there like we did. We got to a case, got to a position that I like to say, you know, it's time to go out there and see what the world's all about. It's time to go out there. Let them go. You know, don't shelter them. Don't shield them from it. Let them go out there and get some buffering and see what the world's all about. See what success is really all about. You know, I had a chance to go down to my dad's church on Sunday and minister. You know, we go down every third Sunday and minister there. And it was a blessing because I was sharing with them, the young people as well, that, you know, when you're growing up in your home under 20, you know, you're living under rules and regulations of that house. You know, it's not until you've grown you're gone until you've grown. You know, people say, I'm grown. Well, what have you done to prove your grownhood? What have you done in your life from the age 20 down that prove that you are grown? Even some of those that are above 21. What have you done to prove your stewardship, to say that, you know, you're worthy of that title, to say I'm grown? That's a treadmill of another day when we start talking about the responsibility of being grown. We have to talk about that one. But like I said, each of us, hey, good evening from Sweden. Good to see you. Many of us, we have defined success in so many different ways. You know, now, while most people equate success with wealth and fame and power, you know, a lot of people in government, they equate success as being wealthy and being rich and being famous and having the power. They say he who has the most money makes all the rules. Well, that may be true. So maybe you need to go out there and make you a little more money. But we all want to achieve success in our lives. Would you not agree? Yes, definitely. Absolutely. We all want to achieve a level of success. So we could live a life that's more comfortable than what it is right now. Now, you might have a comfortable life right now. I have nothing against that. I have nothing against those that say my life is comfortable right now. I don't need no shakeups. I don't need nobody to come and disturb my zone. Hey, bless you. I'm happy for you. But there are others that they want to achieve a little more than comfort. And in order to achieve a little more in comfort, you got to get up out your comfort zone. So those that want to live more of a comfortable life, to say, okay, what's your level of comfort? What's your definition of a comfortable life? Is it more finances? To have financial freedom. Everybody wants financial freedom. Well, everything in life has a definition. What's your definition of financial freedom? What's your definition of peace? What's your definition of a sound mind? Having no stress. What's your definition of a stress-free life? What's your definition in life that's going to get you to an area where you say, I've arrived, I'm comfortable? Is it driving that nice car, living in that beautiful home? Those are awesome to obtain. Nothing wrong with it. Don't allow people to dictate to you that you're always talking about riches, always talking about wealth, always talking about success, always talking about a new house, always talking about a new car. What? Excuse me? What's wrong with that? Or would you rather me talk about the woes of life? Oh, woe is me. Oh, I don't have any money. I don't have any gas in my car. I don't have any food in my cabinet. Man, my refrigerator is bare. Mother Hubbard's cupboard. Man, my shoes got holes. Do you want to hear that all day? I don't want to hear that. It may be true. But if you focus on it, that's your results in life. So focus on the things that you want instead of the things that you don't have. So focus on the nice car. Nothing wrong with that. Put it in perspective. Focus on nice bank account. Focus on nice clothes. Focus on your children acting right. Focus on, those are positive things that you want to focus on. But what's the definition of any of those aspects in life? What is it going to take for you to get there? What are you going to have to sacrifice in order for you to get there? However, now listen, although success can be achieved, and it can be achieved, it does not come easy. We all understand that have gotten to a level of success in your life. You know it's not easy. Those that you have obtained that AA degree, was it easy? In some people's cases, yes. Your BA, was it easy? Your master's, was it easy? Your doctrine, was it easy? Some people can just go through life and it seems like stress-free. They go through school, don't even have to study, and get straight A's. Well, a lot of us, we didn't have that gift. We didn't have that talent. And it's a struggle. Life is a struggle sometimes. But I'm not going to concentrate and focus my attention on the struggle. I'm going to focus my attention on not struggling. What is it going to take for me to not struggle? What is it going to take for me to not stress? What is it going to take for me to not be depressed? That's what I want to focus on. So how bad do you really want the things in life that you desire to have? That's a serious question. And we're going to address some more questions about success and obtaining that success. So we all understand that success is attainable. It's attainable, but it's not easy. Now, think about your life. Think about your life over the past, say, 10 years, 15 years, 20 years. Think about your life. And then when you think about your life, we're talking about 5, 10, 15, 20 years ago. Okay, some of you don't want to think back that far. I understand. I truly, I understand. I don't want to think back some things, you don't want to think back. You're like, dang, 20 years ago. Where was I 20 years ago? Oh my God, 20 years ago, 25 years ago. Oh my man, 25 years ago. Where was I? What was I doing? But you have to think back to see how far God has blessed you, to see how far God has brought you. That's the only time you look back and see how far you've come. Now, let me give you 9 questions that you have to ask yourself. Those that have already left, they'll have to get it on the replay. But you that have stayed with me, I'm going to give you 9 questions you need to ask yourself when you think back over your life and about how you really want to be successful and the level of success that you really want. The first question you need to ask yourself is, what was the definition of success in your business or even in your ministry over the past 5, 10, 15, 20 years? What was your definition of success then? Okay. The second one is, what did you think you had to do? Or what did you do? Or what did you think you had to be in order for you to call yourself successful? That's a one question with two-part. It's a two-part question with one answer. What did you think you had to do? What did you think you had to be? And what did you think you had to have? Okay, but let's call it a 3-part question. It really is a 3-part question. In order to be successful, 5 years, 10 years, 15 years ago, 20 years ago. Okay? Number 3, third question you need to ask yourself, how close are you to that definition today? The definition of success 20 years ago, 5 years ago, 10 years ago. How close are you to that definition today? Think about it. Now what I'll do is I'm going to write these questions all down in the comments later on, and then you'll be able to go back and look at these. But number 4 is, have you achieved it? Have you achieved it? 15 years ago, 10 years ago, 20 years ago. How close are you to that definition today? But have you achieved it? That definition of success, have you achieved it yet? The 5th question you need to ask yourself, did you come close? Did you come close to the definition of success that you had 5 years ago, 15 years ago, 20 years ago? Whatever that definition was. Did you come close? The 6th question you need to ponder in your mind and ask is, did your priorities change? And did your definition of success change? These are all plaguing questions that, you sit down and you think about these stuff like, man, did my priorities change over the past 5, 15, 20 years? Therefore, did my definition of success change? The seventh question we need to ask ourselves is, how do you find success today? How do you define success today? Are there certain ones in your life that you deem successful and you want to pattern your life after those people? Well, if it's a positive thing, there's nothing wrong with that. We don't always want to look at the billionaires in life because many of them didn't get it, honestly. We just see the fruits of their dishonest and illegal labor. But how bad do you want this in your life? And it doesn't matter as far as if it's in your secular business, or if it's in your ministry, if it's in your relationship, if it's in your schooling. These are the questions that you need to ask yourself. What has changed over the past 5, 10, 15, 20 years ago? The eighth question you need to ask yourself is, what will you have to do? This is another 3-part, 4-part question. What will you have to do? What will you have to be? And what will you have to have in order to call yourself successful by the end of this year, or in the next 5 years, next 10 years, next 15 years? You got to think about it. Now, the last question that you need to ask yourself in defining your success in life over the past 5, 10, 15, 20 years is, what is your definition of success today? What is your definition of success? These are 9 questions you need to ask yourself as far as how bad do you really want it. Now, let me end it with this, because as a man of God, I want to give you some biblical foundation to all of this we consider success. Over in Numbers, and I'll write these down and I'll put them in the comments later. But in Numbers, the 6th chapter, 24 through the 26th verse of Numbers, that's over in the Old Testament. First 5 books of the Bible: Genesis, Exodus, Leviticus, Numbers. Okay. Anyway, Numbers 6, 24 through 26 says, "The Lord bless you and keep you. The Lord make his face shine upon you and be gracious to you. The Lord turn his face toward you and give you peace." These are levels of blessings in the Bible that equate to you being successful in your life. These are scriptures of blessings that equate to your success in your life. Matthew 5:11 says, "Blessed are you when men shall revile you and persecute you, and shall say all manner of evil against you falsely for my sake." Blessed are you when people persecute you, talk about you, ridicule you, revile you, turn their backs on you. Oh, that sounds hard. It sounds like it's contradictory, but I'm like, man, what? What do you mean I'm blessed when people turn their back on me? What do you mean I'm blessed when people walk away from me? What do you mean I'm blessed when people disappoint me? He says, blessed are you when they do this. You're blessed. Trust me, you are blessed. Last scripture on this is Deuteronomy 7:13, where over there when he starts talking to the children of Israel, but he's also talking to us today, and he says, he will love you, bless you, and multiply you. Who's he talking about? He's talking about God. He says he will also bless the fruit of your womb and the fruit of your ground, your grain and your wine and your oil, the increase of your herds and the young of your flock, in the land that he swore to your fathers to give you. Listen to what he's saying. This is Old Testament history talking. Even though it's Old Testament, it's still irrelevant to us today in 2018. Now, this may be one of the greatest blessings found in the Bible. When you look at it, and you really look at it, this may be one of the greatest blessings found in the Bible. But it is only for those who are obedient to God. You knew it was a catch, huh? It's only for those who are obedient to God, whether you're naturally or spiritually involved. Bottom line, you have to be obedient to God. And even though this was written to Israel back then, because since God is no respecter of person, guess what? He would most certainly bless those nations and people who strive to obey him and live a righteous life today. Nations and people who strive to obey, to live a righteous life today, those blessings are promised to them, to us. They're promised to us. They are promised to us. This is why I said, how bad do you want it? But in order to get it, you have to be obedient. There's the clause. There's the clause right there. It's conditional. In order for you to attain the level of success that you want in life, whether you believe it or not, you have to be obedient to God and his word. You got to be obedient to his word, or else there is no level of success. Now, granted, yes, he reigns on the just as well as the unjust, and those that don't seem like they doing any of God's commandments, any of God's obedience. They're not obeying nothing but their own rule, and they're still successful. Don't seem fair, does it? Don't seem fair. But there's certain things that even with a level of hard work, you're still going to be successful. Level of hard work, you're still going to be at the top of your game. However, how long do they stay at the top of their game without being obedient to God? That's what you got to reason with. This is a blessing that's conditional, because when you look at Deuteronomy 13, what I just read, if you go and look at the 12th verse of the 7th chapter, just above that, this is why it's conditional. Because if he says he's going to bless you, if he says he's going to give you this, if he says he's going to give you that, just the verse above, this is why I enjoy how my dad teaches, because he'll start off with a scripture and he'll say, oh, you know what, let's go up a little higher, because you have to understand where you're starting. You know, let's go up a little higher so you can understand why we came down to this conclusion. So if you go up a verse above Deuteronomy 7:13, go to Deuteronomy 7:12, he says, if you pay attention to these laws and are careful to follow them, then, he says in the 13th verse, you didn't know there was going to be a Bible study, huh? This is Treadmill Motivation Biblical Version. He says, then he will love you, then he will bless you, then he will multiply you. Then he will give you that promotion, then he will give you that raise, then he'll give you that one that you're seeking, then he'll give you that house, then he'll give you that car. It's conditional. If you pay attention to these laws, if you pay attention to the word of God, if you obey him, even though we are not saved by the law. Y'all understand that? If you go through class, Bible school, Bible study, you'll understand what I'm talking about. But though we are not saved by the law, Jesus said that over in John 14:23, he said, although we're not saved by the law, anyone, he says, anyone who loves me and will obey my teaching, he says, my Father will love them and we will come to them. He says, we will come to them. Him and his Father will come to you and make their home with you. God will make his home with you. It's always a conditional thing. Not as the world's conditions. Well, oh, I love you if you love me. I love you if you give me this. I love you if you do this for me. No, it's not that type of condition. It says, if you obey me. That's all I'm asking. If you obey me, if you keep my word, it says, then anything you ask, I'll give it to you. It says, anything you ask, I'll give it to you. What better way to be successful in life? So how bad is you out, guys? How bad do you really want success in your life? How bad do you want to lose weight? Okay, what is it going to take? There's always an action response. You want to lose so much weight? What do you have to do? One, you got to eat better. Two, you got to do what I'm doing. You got to get on this treadmill, go walking. You got to exercise. Those are the conditional part of it. Say, I want to lose 20 pounds. Okay, you can lose 20 pounds. Here's the condition. You have to eat right. You have to exercise. Oh, darn it. I knew there was a catch. But in everything in life, there's a condition. There's a condition for you to be successful. There's a condition for you to receive everything that you want in life. There's conditions. But I'm praying and trusting that God will allow you to see those conditions and meet those conditions and achieve those conditions in order for you to receive the success that He's already created you to be successful in life. Booyah. That's today's Transcendental Motivation, guys. Wednesday, we're going to talk about some more success. Wednesday, we're going to talk about more success. We're going to talk about more success because you can't get enough of talking about being successful in a natural sense and also being more successful in a spiritual sense, because you need both of them to be successful in life as a human, natural and spiritual. Patricia, how are you, sis? Good to see you. So remember the 9 questions, and I'm going to write them in the comments later. Remember the 9 questions you need to ask yourself of your definition of successful when you were, 5 years, 10, 15, 20 years ago, when you were starting out, 30 years ago, when you were starting out. Ask yourself those questions and know that in anything and everything, you can be successful as long as you're faithful and you trust God, and as long as you're obedient to His word and obedient to His will, you'll have everything in life that you want. I'm tired. I'm going to go have some lunch with my baby. I know, been working out and I'm going to get something to eat. But we'll definitely see you guys on Wednesday. We want you to live hope and change. We want you to love God, love yourself, and love others. This is something that we want to be able to stand on each and every day, to live a life that's pleasing to the Lord, to hope for things that are better in God, and to change our way of doing things in order to receive what God has for us to receive. Tag someone. Let them know that Eminem was talking about how bad do you really want to be successful in your life. All right, guys. Christine, love you. See you in a few minutes. Let's go get that grub on. Guys, be blessed for the rest of the day. Be blessed in your getting. Love one another. And we'll definitely see you on the other side, all right? You got it. Be blessed.